Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be finishing up Jethro Tull's War Child album, starting with the first of the 7 additional tracks that were added after the re-release, called War Child Waltz. If you are new here, I would highly recommend going back and finding the first War Child video, because this is my first time listening to the album, and we're going through the whole thing in sections. So we did the first side, the second side, and now we're doing the extra tracks. There are 7 of those. So yeah, this video might actually be a little bit long, but thank you so much for joining me, and let's just jump right into it. First track is War Child Waltz. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I love that. Sounds like a musical. Ominous. I adore this. Man, I wish they had made the movie that they intended to make. That was beautiful. I loved it. Next track is called Quartet. We're in a seedy bar. Maybe. One of my parents just came down here, so I paused it for a second, brought it back a little bit. Actually, good timing for a pause. Let's continue. So dramatic. Loving that sound. Is it are all of these instrumentals? What's this next one? Paradise Steakhouse.
I'd like to take you
so no.
to the edge of every morning on a magic guided down to a window chair in the Paradise Steakhouse where there's a cup of silver coffee, steaming chrome reflections from the mist in your hair. Try not to worry, just call me after dark. I'll bring a witness so my seed on your land in the Paradise Steakhouse. There's a cup of silver coffee, a sheath of steel, so you may hold my sword in your hand.
Love that guitar.
I'll cut you, divide you into tender pieces, no wings to fly away upon my dear in the Paradise Steakhouse on the plate upon the table. I will carve your name with care to last the years. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. eat you, all fire will consume you. Roast on the spit of love, on this arrow true. In the Paradise Steakhouse, I'll taste everything good. Baking in the ashes till the flames rise anew. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. I'd like to take you to the edge of every morning, on a magic eider down to a window chair in the Paradise Steakhouse, where there's a cup of silver coffee, steaming chrome reflections from the mist in your hair.
Aw, come on. I love it. Keep going. No, dang it. That was awesome. Followed C line, I think. I don't know.
Would you like to see my lion? My friend Cecil is damp and smooth, a damp, smooth sea lion. Yes, Cecil is a sea lion. Cecil is a sea lion. Cecil is a sea lion.
Cecil is a clever sea lion. Cecil sometimes swims and often sits.
Balances multicolored striped balls.
Yes, balances multicolored striped balls. Clever Cecil.
Oh. Good to know.
central heating or cement.
Well, the whole ocean is Cecil's hole.
What is happening? Why wasn't this on the album? So cool and weird. Stop ending so abruptly. Is that actually the end? Yeah, okay. Rainbow Blues.
Through northern lights on back streets,
Love that.
I told the coachman, just drive me on. It's the same old destination, but a different world to sing upon. So he threw back his head and he counted. I jumped out about 5 to 9, and I waved at the stage doorkeeper. Said, "Mister, get me to the stage on time." Oh, but the rain wasn't made of water, and the snow didn't have a place in the sun. So I said, behind the rainbow, and waited till the show had done. Yes, I packed my ammunition.
Of the strings.
Inside the crowd was shouting encore, but I had a most funny feeling. It wasn't me they were shouting for. So when a tall dark lady smiled at me, I said, "Oh baby, let us go for a ride." And we came upon 2 drinks or 4 and popped them oh so neatly inside. Oh, and the rain wasn't made of water, and the snow didn't have a place in the sun. So it slipped behind the rainbow and lay there until we're done. Yes, oh. Let me pack you deep in my suitcase. Oh, there's sure to be room for 2. Or you can drive me to the airplane, but don't let me catch those rainbow blues. Oh, and the rain wasn't made of water, and the snow didn't have a place in the sun. So it slipped behind a rainbow and lay there until we had done. Oh, and the rain wasn't made of water, and the snow didn't have a place in the sun. So it slipped behind a rainbow and lay there until we had done.
I want to pause it for 1 second here just to say I'm really enjoying these tracks. I kind of thought that like they would have been cut out of the album because they were like filler, you know, or just not worthy, I guess, of being on the full album, and then they were added later just to, you know, as a treat for fans who've been following for a long time. But no, these are actually really, really solid tracks. Even if they're a little weirder, or if some of them are just instrumentals, I really like them. Some of them probably a little more than parts of the album, you know. So yeah, just thought I'd touch on that. Like Sea Lion 2 was so interesting, and I love like the first 2 tracks were like musical and almost like a Tim Burton-y sense. I don't know. I've played my sister 1 or 2 Jethro Tull songs, and she actually really liked them. And she doesn't my sister Layla, she doesn't generally like a ton of different types of music. She really likes Tim Burton stuff, and I might play her those instrumentals if I remember to do it. I probably will. Just see what she thinks, because yeah, they were very, very engaging pieces, even with, you know, no lyrics or whatever. But yeah, let's continue. We're almost finished. Next song is Glory Row. Like the acoustic coming back. Very thin sound on the acoustic guitar. Interesting drum pattern choice there.
Find the younger ladies and take ons for the show. Oh, we'll put your name up in the lights, put you down on Glory Road. Would you be the star of ages, the light your own way at night? Might be a former beauty queen with your heart smile stuck on so tightly. They come and they go down on Glory Road. It's the same old story. Yes, it's the same old show. Well, hello, all you gentlemen. I fear I'm a lost like you. We're wearing the same school tie, but a different pair of shoes. How did you get to be who you are? Will your children share the blame? Is it really worth the time it takes to carve your name on Glory Road? They come and they go. It's the same old story. Yes, it's the same old show. Yes. Oh, down on Glory Road. It's the same old story. Yes, it's the same old show. Yeah. Glory Road, come and go. Yeah, Glory Road, same old story. Oh, Glory Road, on Glory Road, on Glory Road, on Glory Road.
Fun. Fun, fun. Alright. Is this the last one? Saturation. Sorry to pause it. Let me bring it back. Listen closely to the flute. It sounded distorted somehow, which would be crazy. I probably wasn't. I was probably just in my head. The frequencies were like getting mixed up with the guitars, but it sounded like it had some like phaser or distortion effect on it. Something on it. Only for like a second, too. I still heard it, though.
We left date was not my idea of fun. I jumped to it gladly.
Your face.
And they broke my car and gave the dog to a man. We used it for breathing. They felled my trees and they trampled flowers and threw the kitten into my new pool. The same thing's done to all the men had made them run away from the city. This being the case, I joined them there and breathing air, spend the night with these new friends.
Wow, what a great song. Love the chorus on that one. And is that the end? Dang. Alright, well, now I want to just listen to Thick as a Brick. Alright, so that was Jethro Tull's War Child all the way through. I have somewhere to be in about 20 minutes. I still have a couple things I need to do, so I'm going to go through these. The good thing, 2 of the tracks were instrumentals, actually. So War Child, Waltz, and Quartet were beautiful, and then we have Paradise Steakhouse. I'd like to take you to the edge of every morning on a magic eiderdown to a window chair in the Paradise Steakhouse, where there's a cup of silver coffee, steaming chrome reflections from the mist in your hair. These lyrics are, I feel like, taking the mundane and fusing them with the mystical and also the metaphorical, because I'm not sure that, like, when I was listening to the lyrics, he talked about chopping you up like a piece of steak. I don't think he literally meant steak. I think it was metaphorical. Could be wrong, though. In the Paradise Steakhouse, try not to watch me. Just call me after darkfall. I'll bring a whip to sow my seed on your land. In the Paradise Steakhouse, there's a cup of silver coffee, a sheath of steel so you may hold my sword in your... Are there innuendos here as well? Just wondering. No idea, but let's continue. I'll cut you, divide you into tender pieces, no wings to fly away upon, my dear. In the Paradise Steakhouse, on a plate upon a table, I will carve your name with care to last the years. I'd like to eat you. All fire will consume you. Roast on the spit of love on this arrow true. Oh, okay then. I'll taste every finger baking in the ashes till the flames rise anew. I'd like to take you to the edge of every morning on magic eider down to a window chair. Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit of a love song. Interesting. All right, I could be wrong. Let me know what you think about some of those lyrics. Would you like to see my lion? My friend Cecil is damp and smooth, a damp, smooth sea lion. Yes, Cecil is a sea lion. Cecil is a sea lion. I don't understand this one at all. Cecil, I mean, unless it's just to be taken at face value. Cecil is a clever, and also it's a clever like wordplay bit because it's Cecil, clever sea lion, sometimes swims, often sits. Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Moses he knows his toes is on roses, as Moses supposes his toes is to be. Wonderful. Do another one. Chester chooses chestnuts. Love that movie. All right. Call me a cab. All right. Cecil sometimes swims and often sits and balances multicolored striped balls. Yes, balances multicolored striped balls. Clever Cecil. Cecil is a sea lion. Cecil the sea lion is serene. He doesn't wear spectacles or a scarf. No central heating or cement. No, the whole ocean is Cecil's home. This is hilarious. I love it. The song musically was super fun, too. Through northern lights on back streets, this is Rainbow Blues, I told the coachman just drive me on. It's the same old destination, but a different world to sing upon. So he threw his head back and he counted. I jumped out about 5 to 9, and I waved at the stage doorkeeper and said, Mister, get me to the stage on time. So he's trying to get to play a show. But the rain isn't made of water, and snow doesn't have a place in the sun. So I slipped behind a rainbow and waited till the show had done. Packed my ammunition. Inside the crowd was shouting, encore, but I had a funny feeling it wasn't me they were shouting for. So when the tall, dark lady smiled at me, I said, oh, baby, let us go for a ride. And we came upon 2 drinks or 4 and popped them so neatly inside. This chorus makes me think of, like, didn't Ian Anderson, looking back on Locomotive Breath, say that to him that song is now about, like, overpopulation? So I'm wondering if the lyrics like the rain isn't made of water and snow doesn't have a place in the sun, is that about like pollution and global warming? Maybe. No idea. Just knowing Anderson's personal views, maybe. But I don't know if he held those views at this time or thought about stuff like that in October of 1974. Maybe he did, though. Who knows? And then we slipped behind a rainbow and lay there until we had done. And he's going with this lady and just, having a good time with her. Let me pack you deep in my suitcase. There's sure to be room for 2. You can drive me to the airplane, but don't let me catch those rainbow blues. He's also trying to keep himself, occupied and happy, not catching rainbow blues as after the storm, looking at the rainbow could be like the reflection afterwards on what you've done. All right, Glory Row. Rise up, all you fine young ladies, and take arms for the show. We'll put your name up in lights, put you down on Glory Row. Will you be the star of ages to light your own way at night? Might be a former beauty queen with your high smile stuck on so tightly. They come and they go on Glory Row. It's the same old story. Well, hello, all you gentlemen. I fear I'm a lot like you. We're wearing the same school tie, but a different pair of shoes. How did you get to be who you are? Will your children share the blame? Is it really worth the time it takes to carve your name on Glory Row? Wow. Is it worth the time? So he looks at some women and then some men. He's like, was it worth it? You guys are like plastic people. The mannequins. Yeah. Then Saturation, which was fun. They left me, leaving my house on fire, me running around. Got out through the window. While clinging to the skirts of fate was not my idea of fun, I'll climb to it gladly. I'll jump to it gladly. The town was filled with smoke and hate. Came to my senses just too late to realize that all I ever owned was borrowed. I thank them for having shown me that nothing ever really belongs to anyone. Oh, did someone steal something from him? They burned my books. They broke my car. They gave the dog to a man who used him for breeding. They felled my trees and they tramped my flowers, threw the kitten into my pool. The same things done to other men had made them run away from the city. This being the case, I joined them there, and breathing air spent the night with these new friends. What? That's just the end? What? Huh. Interesting. Okay. This is a weird song. So someone comes and does him wrong, but then he's stuck in the same position they're in, and now they're friends. Weird. Interesting concept for a track, I think. But yeah, so ends the War Child journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys very soon. Hope you're having an awesome day. Yeah, what's actually before we go, let's take a look at what's next on the agenda when it comes to Jethro Tull. What is the next record? I'm looking for... No, is it not on here? I need Jethro Tull's discography. There it is. All right. We've done This Was, Stand Up, Benefit, Aqualung, Thick as a Brick, A Passion Play, and War Child. The next one is Minstrel in the Gallery. All right, so let's see. Minstrel in the Gallery, Songs from the Wood, Heavy Horses, and I think Crest of a Knave. I think Broadsword and the Beast, too, have all been very heavily requested. So Minstrel in the Gallery, we're finally getting the one that a lot of people request. As always, I'm going to reiterate my intention to basically go through their entire discography. And they have a lot of work. They've done a lot. It's awesome. I love following along with their progression. While War Child wasn't my favorite Jethro Tull album, it's still, an important part in their growth. At least I think it is. And I still enjoyed most of the tracks on the album a lot. Loved them, and still liked even the ones that were not on the same level as maybe A Passion Play or Thick as a Brick, or even any individual track off Aqualung was. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Deathstroke 9 out. Thanks for watching.